Welcome to Fly Nubian Money, where we help you master your mindset and maximize your money. Hey, everybody, it's Friday, and welcome to Fly Nubian Money, where we help you master your mindset and maximize your money. Today, we are talking about the changing face of the corporate America platform. Reports show that white men are once again dominating corporate boards, rolling back years of progress toward diversity and inclusion. We all know that that is a main target of theirs right now, is to get rid of DEI and have labeled that as woke. As the Trump administration reshapes business and policy, DEI programs are being quietly scaled back or eliminated. The question is, what does this mean for Black professionals who worked hard to get a seat at the table, and for the next generation of Black executives trying to climb the ladder? Now, we are breaking all of that down, and we're going to see what's happening behind closed doors in corporate boardrooms and what it means for economic power, representation, and future leadership. Now, listen, I have my powerful queens here today. We're going to talk about it. We have Mary Dean Esquire, lawyer at the wallstreetlawyer.com, Yolanda Spivey, writer and insurance agent to the stars, Micah, the creator, digital expert and trainer, and little me, Lala Key, international vocalist and real estate agent. Listen, you know what Friday is. Lala loves it. We are doing Blackout Friday. Are you still hanging with us? Because here it is in October. We've been doing this all year, right? Every Friday, we make sure that we shop local and we support our local Black-owned businesses. We do not spend our money at those big corporations who think our money is just feathers in the wind. We are showing them that our $1 trillion, $3 trillion, $33 trillion, billion dollars really does matter to their businesses. And we are proving that every day. Now, we understand that you may live in a community where that may be where you can only shop. But one day out of the week, you can withhold your money and show them just how powerful your Black business dollars are. Now, listen, ladies, I know we got positive people here. We've got creators here. We got insurance here. But let me tell you something, that we are seeing all of this in every industry that we have: entertainment, law, real estate. The big powerhouses are truly trying to get rid of DEI. It is a well-known fact, and it has been documented, that Black women are the ones who are suffering from this back down of DEI initiatives. And as we truly usually are on the forefront. So I'm going to ask your initial thoughts on this. Mary, what was your first reaction to hearing that corporate boards are becoming less diverse again? Can't hear you.
Happy Friday. Someone said in the comments that they were always white. They were always in charge. Nothing has changed. So I don't know what's the difference. We've always been the minority. We've always been, the last considered. The Black woman is the least protected, most disrespected person in America. So what has changed?
Right. That's my question, because we always have to fight.
But I will say this, though. It has not stopped. I don't care what the statistics say. The girlies are brunching. The girlies are shopping. I see y'all at the mall spending money right next to me. So I don't, are we really suffering?
Well, we're one of the best groups for making sure that we take care of ourselves and our own. So, when you want to continue to shut us out, we're going to make a will. There's a will, there's a way. But Yolanda, how do you feel about this? What's your reaction to, the corporate boards are becoming less diverse? Now, you're in the insurance industry. Are you seeing that?
Oh, yeah. So I have a lot of my clients calling me because some of their contracts were stripped from them. So it's not just corporate America, it's also government contracts that they're denying them now. They're taking back government contracts. So these women who employ other women, they can't make payroll. It is really sad. But I will say this. Everything is karmic. Everything is energy. This is, in my opinion, a karma for Black women voting for Kamala. When those white boys assume power, they wanted to spank our ass, okay? And this is their way of spanking our ass by withholding and taking things back from us. And it's just amazing that Black women in particular were affected by it the most, because 300,000 lost their jobs since Trump been in office. Okay, so why was that? And I really think it was retribution for them voting for Kamala or standing up with Kamala. That's
I'm gonna even take it back from you. I'm gonna even take it back a little bit further too, because I think we're being punished because Obama was in. Ever since that happened.
Oh, yeah. Yes, but the fact that they wasn't going to let no Black woman, or so I know some of y'all don't think Kamala's Black, but they wasn't going to let no so-called Black women up in the White House, and the fact that we stood behind her and they saw that power, that was powerful. Okay, so many Black women, and I mean, that was just powerful. They didn't like it. They wanted to spank our ass, and they put us in our place. Bottom line.
And they're still doing it.
Black women cannot be held down. When you do that to us, when you punch us in our face, we're gonna punch back. So yeah.
Now I'm gonna get Micah in. I'm gonna come back. I see you. I know you want to say something, Mary, but let me get Micah. All right. So you're in the AI industry. That's a lot of good old nice little boys up in that. So how are you seeing this in the corporate world of AI? And do you really truly believe that, there's not much room for us right now, as of right now? Doesn't mean in the future.
Lala, like, I kind of feel like we're asking the wrong question, right?
Okay.
To be honest with you, because we talk about having this seat at this table, and all day, every day, I'm like, F that table. Okay. Our communities need their own tables. And until we start having those types of conversations and, collectively taking those types of actions, then we'll continue to have conversations like this. I mean, honestly, like, let's not lie. It's like, are they kicking us out of their companies? Yes, they are. But let's not act like those environments were not abusive. Let's not act like those environments, all types of microaggressions, and just horrible things. I mean, we're not going there happy. We don't have great times in those environments. It's really messed up for us. And at the end of the day, a lot of the times, the only thing that we take away is a paycheck and hopefully some benefits, but we walk away with loads of stress. We have to overspend, okay, just to try to refresh ourselves from all of the things that we deal with inside of those environments. And if they're kicking us out, I kind of feel like, great, okay? Because the truth of the matter is it's our knowledge, it's our power, it's our magic anyway that has been lifting up and running those corporations, right? And so it's like, if you want to sit up there and think that you do not need diversity and you do not need, inclusion, or whatnot, and you feel like you can go ahead and do it without us, go ahead. Because the truth of the matter is we're in the foundation of it and we built it anyway. Yeah, you slapped your name on it, you slapped your money on it. But the truth of the matter is you took a lot of our ideas, you took a lot of our power, you took a lot of our energy, and you shaped it and you molded it and you took off with it. Now you want to kick us out. Good luck.
I love it. I
absolutely in the show right now, because Micah done just covered all corners in the show.
Right, she sure did. Now, Mary, I needed to get that all in. You had something to say. Please share with us.
I'm shout out to Micah. I'm glad somebody said it, because we get a lot of, you can't do this, we can't do that, it's impossible. Black women, we don't have resources, la 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 la. And so I really do appreciate a voice on here reminding everybody that we built theirs anyway. And so I appreciate that commentary. Thank you for not letting me butt that in, block that out. But I also wanted to chime in and say that we're also being punished for all of the black, do you remember a couple years ago when we got a slew of black judges elected to the bench in Texas? It made national news. We're being punished for that as well.
Yeah.
They saw us assuming power and taking power. And I think that this is a response to all of that.
You're right. You're right. But we definitely see from the top down. Sorry, I just don't even like to say his name. I call him something I probably can't even say on this platform. But as you can see, the top down is going after anybody who went after him, and especially people of color. So this is not just a trend, right? This is not just a trend. This is political retribution for him and attacking. But now other people feel free. I feel like other people feel free to fall into line. Because listen, it didn't take much, y'all, when he was like, DEI gone. Everybody was like, bah! I mean, that was like overnight, which was very interesting. But I still say this gives us more power for the future as well. We just still have to know where we want to be, right? So listen, we're gonna take a quick break. This conversation already had. I ain't even got to say hi to none of the people. Hi, family out there. I'm gonna get your comments in just a minute. I absolutely love everything that y'all saying. We're gonna take a quick commercial and we'll be right back.
Woo! It's a good show right here. But I'm biased. If you are just tuning in, you are watching Fly Nubian Money, where we help you master your mindset and maximize your money. My name is Tiara Williams. I'm also known as Miss Black Hollywood, and I'm the proud producer of this show because it is lit. If you want to receive notifications for when we go live Monday through Friday, 1 to 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All you have to do is text the word Queens to 87948. That's Queens to 87948. That's QUEENS to 87948. Also, if you want to grow your money and not blow your money, all you have to do is go to flynubianmoney.com. There's all kinds of resources, there's courses, there's free giveaways. There's just no reason to be broke in 2025. All you have to do is go to flynubianmoney.com. Obviously, you don't want to be entertained here. You want to know enough to grow. Wait, I need to put that on a shirt. You got to know to grow. Got to know to grow. So no.
We have some news right now. Donald Trump's nominee to run the office of special counsel, a 30-year-old man, has previously said, according to K-File and CNN, that straight white men are the most intelligent demographic group and should be prioritized in education. This new report published this morning by CNN also shows that Paul Ingrassia also shared a 9/11 truther video last year on 9/11. He has ties to Nick Fuentes, who is a known Holocaust denier, a racist, misogynist, etc. And now in a new video uncovered by CNN, you had Ingrassia literally saying that straight white men are the smartest group and should be prioritized. This is the man that Donald Trump nominated to be the head of Office of Special Counsel, which is responsible for investigating federal employees. Remember, he still has to be confirmed by the United States Senate, so we'll see if Republicans in the Senate take this and reject his nomination. But this is real, so spread the word.
This is real. Mary, I want to get your response off of that video, and what are your thoughts on that?
All I got to say is thank God that somebody done asked me to run for judge, because I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And it took me a long, I thought about it because currently I am free, right? I make my own schedule. I work for myself. I answer to no one but myself, but God. And so that's what I say. They know that there's magic in melanin. You know my soapbox. They know that we have magic and we have soul power and the ability to part the heavens and get whatever it is that we need from Sky Daddy. They know these things. And so, for them to say that they are superior, that is the indoctrination that they keep telling us, because if they keep saying it over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, they just think that we will believe it. But that's not what time it is. We know what kind of power we have, and for those, we are waking up in it, and we are walking in it. That's all I got to say about that.
There really is magic everywhere we go. We gonna plant a seed everywhere we go. Wherever we set our foot in, there's gonna be a seed that grows. Yolanda, so what is this message? This message that Aaron shared with us. I happen to like that young man anyway. If you ever get a chance to look up his history, you'll see that he's one of the people that you could trust on getting accurate news. What message does this send to Black professionals working in the corporate spaces? Because you were like, I want my own. I don't need to be in the corporate spaces. So what message does this send to Black professionals?
I guess it's sending the message that white is superior, white is right, white trumps anything. White trumps your degrees, white trumps your knowledge, white trumps your gifts. White trumps everything. Just being white trumps it all. So you can be the best person in the office. You can be the smartest person in the office. But if you're white, it'll knock everybody down. That's the message that it's sending. So, and it's a dangerous message, because like Micah said, they're going to be missing out on a whole bunch of diversity and a plethora of goodness that we bring to the corporate sector. So that's what it's showing. White trumps everything. Fuck your knowledge. Fuck your degrees. I'm white. I win.
But they said that from the very beginning. They've never been quiet about that. I mean, when they brought us over, they made themselves superior. There are many white supremacists who have actually come out and said, we endanger them because we're the ones who's supposed to be colonizing them. You're a danger to my culture. If I don't conquer you, those are not my words. The man said that. If I don't conquer you, that puts a danger to me as a white man. So let's hit a couple of comments, because Micah, I do have another question for you, but I don't want to ignore our family, because listen, they on a roll over here in this conversation. Listen, everybody's saying happy Friday. Good afternoon, AA. We have Brenda from Virginia. Mom Tube says, vote. Yes, you better. James Singleton, B1. All right. Then actually, everybody was really, really happy with what you were saying, Micah. They agree with you. And they say you speaking the truth. We have we have Big Mac. Big Mac, what do you think, baby? You. We have Armando. He says, don't forget the Alabama Riverboat Brawl of 2023. They still mad. And then Armando says, don't forget today is the day Trump released a list of programs that will be cut. All right. He's already let go of 500 employees for special education. We all know that that's also really a big deal. Brenda says Black women are so resourceful. We always find a way to do what is required. Right. And Big Mac, I'm with you on this one. Let him talk while we plotting. So, Micah, how does this affect recruiting and promotion for Black talent? Because we all know right now, especially in the AI field, people are poaching people from other companies, big time. So how does this look for Black creators and Black techs and STEM?
Straight up, as they've always been doing, they're just doing it more loudly now. They're ignoring us, right? They're ignoring us. And we've been like, hey, like we're here, we exist. We have intelligence, we have ideas, I might not think the same way that you do as far as like, power structure, but I'm here. I want to collaborate. I want to play. That's a very human thing to want to be able to do. Right. And then you try to approach this situation and you get hit with the wall. Like, no, you can't play. Okay, well, why can't I play? Well, because I don't like your skin color. Right. It's like, wait, what? And honestly, if you are living, I guess, a life where that is happening to you, wake up. Seriously, wake up. Stop trying to be in a place that doesn't want you there, and create your own space. Okay. I know a lot of people that cannot get jobs right now, and it sucks. They've been unemployed for 10 to 14 months. This has been going on for a while, and they're super educated, super experienced, top of their class, and things are not working out, right? And it's devastating. You're like, wait a minute, I invested, I followed the plan. I worked with the system. I've tried to build a life on top of this. I've got assets and investments, just all types of things. And now I can't get a stream of revenue to flow to me. And it's financial violence. So my thought behind that is like, we need to stop setting ourselves up for that. Just because they let you in the door today doesn't mean they won't kick you back later. They don't care what you have to hold on to. And everybody needs to wake up and really recognize that and start pivoting. Make some smarter decisions for yourself, for your family, for your children, for the community around you. If you know that you are super intelligent and you don't live life with a racist type of mindset, and you absolutely believe in diversity and inclusion, then this is your time to say, I am going to establish things in a different way. I'm going to make sure that the companies that I build and the environments that I build do not carry culture like this, do not carry rhetoric like this. Be the change that you want to see. This is your opportunity, even if it costs you everything.
And sometimes it's worth it. That's right. Because sometimes when they want to wipe it out, there's a reason they want to wipe it out. You understand that? When things are threatening to people, they don't want to see it in front of them. They want to wipe it out so that there's your platform right there.
Right.
That's telling you right then and there, you got a good start. Oh, they don't want. Oh, let me go ahead and get this started for our communities. Mary, you were saying you're going to be running, and you see things in your professional field. If you were to tell someone who was just starting out in law, especially those who may be trying to get into a corporate law firm or possibly get their name on that title out front, what kind of advice would you give them in order for them to thrive in that environment? Because everybody doesn't want to be an independent. Some people still want those aspirations.
Yes. And at the end of the day, it's network and make relationships. Everything is relationships, and people do business with people that they know, like, and trust. And we got to get, that's just what it is. And there are some things that transcend color. There are some people out there that only want, but then there are other people out there who say, I am supporting women. I am supporting Black people. I am supporting, Indian people. Everybody have their own culture and things like that. And so I cannot overemphasize the importance of community. And that's what they're doing, actually. That's kind of what they're adhering to. If you can't really do nothing but respect the game, right? And just kind of make sure that we are building community ourselves, and building businesses. But again, I understand everybody's not meant to be a leader, but if you're not meant to be a leader, then you need to go build a relationship with the leader. You need to try to get in on the groundwork with the leader. You need to help, because a company is not built by one person. It takes a community. It takes a family. A lot of these businesses and brands are family names. And quite honestly, the only thing that we lack in our community is each other. We need each other. We need to support each other. We need to love each other. We need to learn how to work with each other. And if we do that, because we're not hurting for money. We got, they say we got so much money in the Black community, it could be its own little nation. Okay. So we are not at a hurt for lack of resources. We are not at a lack of soul. We are not a lack of ingenuity, spirit power, financial power, money power. We have everything. The answer is unity. The only thing that we don't have today is each other.
I have to agree with you on that, so much so. And Booker is saying, there's nothing new. I'm trying to not fit in with the system. It's not designed for us to be great. And Big Mac said, I'm going to keep it 100. We got to build up our networks. Sometimes it's who you know, not what you know. But we already know that from the good old boy clubs, y'all. Remember? when women and anybody but the vanilla was only allowed into these country clubs. This is where deals were made. My father-in-law was huge in real estate. And let me tell you what he told me. He said, girl, you need to learn golf. I never learned golf because I didn't want to, because he's like, that's where all the deals are made. And once he established that, that's when he got his foot in the door. But we have that capability of doing that in our own communities. So let's be real, y'all. Sometimes you got to stop bickering with one another and stop worrying about what Susan's doing because you think Susan thinks she cute. Susan probably don't think she cute. Susan just about her business. So sometimes we have to put things aside in order to get to that unity and uplift our communities. I think that's the message for today. I don't give a damn what these white men think they're doing. You only let them take your power when you give it to them. Commercial break. We'll be right back.
I know you're busy, you got things to do, and you can't take us on the go with you every single day. Good news for you. We are now on Spotify. So if you can't watch us, now you can listen to us on Spotify. Search Fly Nubian Money and all the episodes shall appear. All you have to do is like, subscribe, leave a 5-star rating, leave some comments, tell people how you love us so that when other people come along and are looking for a great show to watch, they can find Fly Nubian Money too. One last thing, and just in case you've been sitting under a rock, Fly Nubian Money now has an investment club. We are the Fly Nubian Money Club. It's easy. All you have to do is go to flynubianmoneyclub.com, and I am committed to bringing in top experts from all industries to help you level up. They're teaching us the skills that we need to compete in this market. We often say that nobody is coming to save us, not the government, but guess what? We're coming to save us. I'm coming to save you with the Fly Nubian Money Club. So listen, all you have to do again is go to flynubianmoneyclub.com. We have a 30-day free trial set up just for you, just for those people that are struggling. Even if you ain't struggling, you ain't got to struggle. I'm coming. Okay, let me stop playing. I'll see you soon.
These were 4 angry white men who believed that they, white men in America, were the victims of reverse discrimination in the workplace. And they all told stories about how they were qualified for jobs, qualified for promotions. They didn't get them. They were really angry. And the reason I'm telling you this is I want you to hear the title of this particular show. It was a quote from one of the men. And the quote was, "A black woman stole my job." And then it was my turn to speak. And I said, I have just one question for you guys. And it's about the title of the show. A black woman stole my job. Actually, it's about one word in the title. I want to know about the word my. Where did you get the idea it was your job? Why isn't the title of the show A Black Woman Got the Job or A Black Woman Got a Job? Because without confronting men's sense of entitlement, I don't think we'll ever understand why so many men resist gender equality. We think this is a level playing field. So any policy that tilts it even a little bit, we think, oh my God, water's rushing uphill. It's reverse discrimination against us. So let me be very clear. White men in Europe and the United States are the beneficiaries of the single greatest affirmative action program in the history of the world. It is called the history of the world.
Yolanda, that's yours. That one's yours. Give us your take. That one's all you.
Get it, Yolanda.
Oh my God, that was so good. I want to watch it again. Okay.
Yeah.
Woo! Okay.
Okay.
He ain't never lie. What went through my head is this. If you take 10 resumes, take off the gender, the names, the addresses, everything, and you just put down the qualifications and the background, right? Of where that person worked, whatever. And also, all their skill sets. I guarantee if you turn the resumes over and you realize who was behind those resumes, white people wouldn't be there.
Mm.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
White people would not be presented on those resumes, because one thing I've learned about white men, they feel so entitled, just like how that man said, they feel so entitled that they're subpar in some of their qualification and skill sets. Okay. Just like we have a president who earned C's throughout his college career. Did he even graduate from college? You know what I'm saying? So
Mm.
because of their skin, they know they don't have to overperform like other races of people. So he was absolutely correct. That entitlement, my job, not the job, my job, because he automatically assumed he was going to get that job because he was white. And this is something that we always have to deal with on the corporate plantation. It's their job because they take care of each other and they know it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, I say good old boy network. It is there. We can't deny it. We cannot deny it, but we also can't sit back and just assume that the longer we sit back and bitch about it instead of turning around and making it work for us, that's going to be the problem. So, Mike, I'm going to ask you this. How do we change the language or our strategies that we can advocate for ourselves in this political climate?
To be honest with you, I stopped being angry about racism a very long time ago.
Me too.
Right. And I kind of feel like it would help a lot of people to be able to take to that approach to it. And the reason why I stopped being angry about it is because I recognize it as mental illness. Okay. You are actively doing detrimental things to people, making detrimental plans against them because you are afraid that you will not have enough money. So at the end of the day, you are stuck in scarcity thinking, right? And you don't know how to unbox yourself from that. That sounds like a personal problem. I refuse to make that my problem, right? So if you want to live in dysfunction, you know, and operate that, and you want to get together with your friends and your offices and stuff like that, and that's what you want to keep going, I'm going to leave you to it. I stopped asking, we're in 2025 now. I stopped asking for work in 2016. Okay. I stopped asking to be included in 2016. When I saw that I could walk into a company and train over, when I saw that I could walk into a company and train over 300 people on the floor within 2 weeks of just getting there, and refused 2 different areas of promotion, and watch 14 people who were not people of color get promoted ahead of me while I trained them, right? I just got to the point, I was like, yeah, you guys are not going to make a monkey out of me. I'm out. And I saw the way the cookie crumbled. And I was like, it's going to be stupid of me to expect that I'm going to go somewhere else and expect a different type of treatment when I can kind of see like there's a, they really want to, there's a lot of companies that really want to keep this rhetoric held up. I was like, I cannot build a life on this. It can fall at any time. I'm not going to beg anybody for anything. And it's been a while, but I've just started making different moves and making different decisions. I feel like other people need to do that as well, especially if they found themselves drastically affected. We don't need what they have to offer if that's how they want to treat us and that's how they want to operate. We are more than capable. It's a big planet out there. We have over 8 billion people on the planet. You mean to tell me that you cannot find 1,000 customers to set yourself free? Come on.
And we have the tools. There's
Right.
so many tools out here that are free right now. And Michael, you know that. I mean, especially when it comes to the digital creation, the AI, all of that. People think AI, most people just think, hey, you mean ChatGPT? Not knowing that there is more out there than just that to create books, to create your products, to help you build your resumes, to do the things that you need to do to create yourself in a new light. And there's nothing wrong with wanting to be in the corporate world. I want to make that preferable because people want to say that because there are people who still desire that type of life. They want to do that, but just know that you may have the obstacles, right? That you have to face with that and how to maneuver and get around those, because sometimes they're not going to let you through that door. Let me give you an example of something real quick. My very last 9-to-5 job was for a small company in Denver, Colorado. It was small. They did national training for big companies. They had government contracts, things of that nature. I was the only Black woman in the company. Now, I was the secretary. I put together all the course materials, all that stuff. I was with them for 5 years. I got nothing but glowing reviews every time and highly got raised high every time I had a performance review. All of a sudden, the owner's wife decided she wanted to come back to work because her child no longer was in school and off to college. She did not want me there because she wanted her best friend to be there. So it didn't matter that I got all of those glowing reviews and raises every time. When they was ready for me to get going, I was gone. And that's when I said, no more of this, while I was reinventing herself. And that's when I got into real estate. Sometimes it takes you a little while to decide what you want to do, what you're going to take, and what you're not going to take. And that was my hard line. And ever since then, I've never looked back into a corporate business. I just continue to learn and grow and thrive and evolve with what is going on in the world. Listen, I know that was long, but I don't talk very much all the time. I just wanted to share with you all that it doesn't matter. Whenever they want you gone, sometimes you don't, there's nothing you can do about it except reinvent yourself and be prepared and take something from every job that you have ever been on and use that as a stepping stone. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back.
I think today that a well-educated black person, male or female, has a tremendous advantage over a well-educated white person. And I felt that for a long time. And I hope that anybody in the audience that's black and is watching can hear me say this. And I'm talking now as a person that employs thousands and thousands of people. A well-educated black has a tremendous advantage over a well-educated white in terms of the job market. And I think sometimes a black may think that they don't really have the advantage or this or that, but in actuality, today, currently, it's a great, I've said on occasion, even about myself, if I were starting off today, I would love to be a well-educated black because I really believe they do have an actual advantage today.
Trump is the closest thing to God.
Trump is the closest thing to God, really?
Absolutely, absolutely. He's what's going to fix this nation. This nation's corrupt. We're all split. America used to be all together.
Yeah.
Now we're all split up. Why? We need to come back together. The only person who's going to mold us is God first and then Trump.
God, then Trump.
God, then Trump, absolutely.
So Trump is selling Bibles for $60.
Okay.
Is that, he's profiting off of selling Bibles. Is that a godly thing to do?
Absolutely, it's a business. He's a businessman. That's what this country needs. What do we need?
And if the business is selling the Bible, that's okay?
That's perfectly fine. What are churches doing? When you go to church, don't they ask you for $1? Don't they ask you to do this and that? Churches are businesses. This whole country's a business.
Mary, I can't. I done a lot of talking, and now I'm angry. So, Mary, I'm gonna go to your beautiful light. I'm gonna go to Mary's beautiful light. Mary, why do you think that this is happening? I mean, as you can see, he was speaking to minorities. What is it that we're missing, or do you feel like they're missing that we see so clearly?
That Trump is not God, or you know what? I mean,
I just want your thoughts on that. It just takes me for a loop every time I see so clearly. We see so clearly that there is division, there is hatred, and it's becoming more and more bold again. They no longer wear the hoods, baby. They stand out in the streets and they tell it to us to our face. So when we hear these stats of DEI being gone, all the white men are being put back in charge because, you know, Trump wants them there, who was a double speaker in the first place. You saw the first clip. What kind of message does this send to us that may discourage us, but yet there's hope in that message?
Well, the message I hear is get active. Get active. It's time to get active. And if that didn't activate you and put the fire under your feet, what else is going to do it? And your ancestors had it worse than you. Now, I mean, I'm just saying they had to get active in the fields. They had to get active with Massa looking over. We can get active in a way that we don't have to have the same burdens. So what? You can't get a doggone job for your enemy. You can get it. It's so many other opportunities out there. You can create your own money. People are doing it all the time with the internet. These kids have said to hell with your degrees and to hell with your rules, and they are breaking the mold. And so, get off your donkey and get active. And I have to be, honest. And I'm talking to myself before I talk to anybody else, because that was the thought when they came to me and asked me to run for judge. I had to think about it. Do I want to do that? It reminded me of going to law school and you're studying to become a lawyer and you finally graduate and you get that law degree and you party for a week and you're like, right. And now I got to study for 12 hours a day for the entire summer just to pass the bar exam. Now I got more work to do. And so that's what this race is going to feel like to me. Working, signing up to go back and work a lot, very hard. But I think that there is a duty in that. The reason why I was asked is because there is a power struggle between the white man, the Indian man, and the black man in this county. And so I have been asked to get in a position of power. And so how can I say no to that? How can I say that I'm down for my people and I'm down for the revolution and I'm down for the cause? And when the call comes, I don't answer it. I don't make the sacrifice. And so I think that that's the sacrifice that we all have to make. Get off your donkey and do something. Do whatever it is within your power to do. Own your power. Acknowledge your power. Understand your Black soul power. And then make it do what it do.
Make it do what it do, baby. We need more shirts that say that again. I'm gonna do what to make it do, right? Listen, Van Tran says, stop trying to be number one among non-Blacks. They put their own race first. I compare it to the integration versus separate but equal during the civil rights era. Black women negotiate for yourselves only. And Miss Poetry, she's agreeing with all of us. We see you, Miss Poetry. Double A was talking about the lady in the video. She sounds dumb, as you know what. And Deborah said, the world is studying Black people like we're a college degree. Deborah, when I say I need a shirt stat, I need a shirt stat. We better start knowing our worth. I absolutely, Yolanda, I gotta ask you, do you agree with Deborah on that? And if that's
Deborah
the
was
case,
absolutely 100% right. Okay.
Right?
Everybody
So
trying to model after a Black
do
woman.
that?
You said what, Lala?
So how can we start appreciating our worth more and stop worrying about what other people are trying to do to put us down? We know it's there. We know it's there.
I think that Black women in particular do appreciate their worth. They know we walk in a room and we know what we bring to the table. Okay. And we don't even have to say anything. And a ninja know what we bring to the table. Okay. Everybody in this whole world knows what a Black woman brings to the table. And that lady was absolutely correct. Everybody models after the Black woman. You go to different countries, they are wearing our hairstyles, okay? They are acting like us, okay? Even their little skits, I was looking at some things in Africa. Their little skits are modeled after us. Even gay white men try to act like Black women. Everybody wants our essence. What the fudge? We are the blueprint. What? Yeah. We are.
I can't argue with any of that. But Micah, I do want to ask you this, because I know that you're looking forward, but in order to look forward, we do have to understand what we have to look forward from. So, in that first video that we saw of orange shit pants is what I call them, y'all. How do you feel about how his double speak is? Because we can pull up a lot of rhetoric that he said long before he decided to get into politics. So how do you feel about him saying that Black people are at an advantage over everyone? And because of this, it's a direct reason why DEI has been rolled back.
I don't believe it. Right? I don't believe it. I feel like these statements are childish. I feel like this game in itself is childish. And in order for me just to be short, right? One of the reasons why I can have so much peace in my life is because I'm not always so busy looking at what somebody else has on their plate. I'm not always trying to get what the next person has or feeling bad, like, oh, they got a promotion or they've got more money. Well, I need that too. That's what makes you a miserable ass person. So when you sit around and you take a look at stuff like that, and you're like, well, they've got something. It just makes you, like super messed up. Look at all these crazy ass decisions he's made as a result of paying attention to things he didn't need to pay attention to. Yeah. Who cares?
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
Yolanda, you want to bounce off that?
Yeah. So that first clip of Trump talking to the reporter about Black people, blah, 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 that looked like a clip from back in the day. Okay. That's not something that Trump said recently. That's when he was working and he was a businessman and he had businesses. Okay. Because he probably knew the flavor and the essence and the greatness that Black people brought to his company. All right. So at that point, Trump wasn't talking like a white man. He was just talking like a regular old billionaire, a rich person. Okay. And if one thing we have to realize, it really isn't about Black and white. It really isn't. It's about rich and the poor. All right. That is it. And these rich billionaires, they don't give a damn if you're Black. They really don't. They do not care if you're Black. They just care what you can do for them. And that's that. And they use race to separate people. They use race to separate everybody here, the low level people, because they know that's what's going to keep people engaged with them and distracted from what they're trying to do, which is, of course, total world domination. That's their bottom line. That's their end game. Talking about race, racism, all this other stuff, even what we're talking about now is just a distraction for what they are going to do. Bottom line. That's why I always say we should need to separate from them or die.
It looks like, a lot of times it does definitely feel that way. I mean, we know that, but I can no longer sit back and cry about it. I'm one of those who will always be very vocal about what I see, and I will call it like I see it. I don't doubt that one day they might get rid of me on one of these social media platforms because I'm not going to be quiet about it. It's one of my ways of being an activist and giving back and giving people the truth. But Mary, is there really a true difference between inclusion and actual power?
Is there a difference between inclusion and actual power? Being included and actual power? Well, I think it's interesting because it makes me think about this comment that someone says. Big Mac says, I'm going to say this, as I have many times before. Y'all have to put your Black men to the forefront. If you are trying to battle white men, we are the key. Okay. Is there a such difference between inclusion and power? How can we put men to the forefront? Men need to step to the forefront. And I think that that's the difference between inclusion and power. Inclusion is asking to be invited. It's, you should include me. And it's nice to include me. But power says, I don't care if you invite me to your party or not, because my party is probably more pumping than yours. Power says, I own the room. I don't walk into a room and ask to be invited or included. I walk into a room and I own it.
Exactly.
That's power. That's power. And that's what we need our Black men to do. You don't have to
ask for shit. Power does not ask for anything.
Yes.
That's right, Mary.
It just is.
And put a Black man in a shot of encouragement today. What did you guys do? You went to the Supreme Court to fight for sexual rights to white women's bodies. That's what you did. Okay? Don't get me started with that. Like Farrakhan said, a Black woman is going to stand up and change things. And I believe him. Farrakhan, your own Black man, said that. I believe him.
I believe that.
Farrakhan,
I believe that.
He honored Black women. And there's, and I think, there's this war between Black men and Black women in our community that we just need to get over it. We love each other. We need each other. Black women are not saying we don't need our Black men. We want you to lead the way. Okay. We will follow you. And I think all of the Black women on this lives are proof of that, because Dr. Boyce Watkins led the way for us to be here as we speak. Shout out to Dr. Boyce Watkins.
And that's a good point for us to take a break because that ain't nothing but the truth. We'll be right back.
Are you a Black business owner looking to expand your reach? Well, has Fly Nubian Money got good news for you? We are building a Black business directory to connect you with customers who need your services. And here is the best part. It is absolutely free. Email us at info@realvirtual.net. Send us your business name. Tell us a little bit about what you do, what services you offer, your website address, and your contact information. That's it. Together, we are going to build and circulate the Black dollar. Get listed today and start connecting with people who are probably already looking for you.
Here's the headline. Military drops recruiting efforts at prestigious Black Engineering Awards event. Prestigious Black Engineering event that I think they said was like ripe with talent. It's the most dense talent venue. Here's the article. The Army and other service branches are abandoning recruiting efforts at a prestigious Black engineering event this week, turning down access to a key pool of highly qualified potential applicants amid President Donald Trump's purge of diversity initiatives in the military. Thousands of qualified, highly skilled participants. So what's the reason? They're Black. Are they qualified? Yes. Are they highly skilled? Yes. Are they sought after? Yes. Would they benefit the military? Yes. But because they're Black, we're not going to seek them. We're not going to try to recruit them because they're Black, in spite of the fact that they have a specialization, a skill set that is wildly needed by our government. But because they're Black, they're not being hired. And we're going to finish with that quote I read earlier. It's fucking racist, one active duty Army general told military.com, on the condition of anonymity to avoid retaliation. For the Army now, it's Blacks need not apply, and it breaks my heart.
We are hearing more and more headlines like this, but let me tell you something that Lala believes. They're going to feed you all the headlines to keep you angry. And the more that you stay angry, the less time you have for being active in your life. The more and more we sit back and pout over what they're not giving us, what they're taking away. Is it fair? No, but life isn't fair. So Micah, you have embraced this. You have embraced this way of thinking. So I want to hear what your thoughts are on how we can turn this around for ourselves, even in just say someone is already working a job. They know it may be coming, right? These military men, they knew it was coming. So how can they harness this power in a small way right now to turn it into something that will possibly turn out to be a bigger thing? What's some things that they can do?
See, when I saw this video, all I heard was they're available. Great. Who wants them? Okay. Because we can get hired internationally. It's nothing but a thing. All right. We're now talking about a group of available smart Black men that can form their own company. Okay. And probably, undercut on certain available deals that are available in the worldwide market. Come on now, throw a party for that. So what we can do is, of course, not be angry. Find different ways to celebrate, heal our mindsets and heal our hearts. Recognize we don't need anybody to hand us a damn thing. We got it. We're in it. We're knowledgeable. We're available. End of story.
I don't think there's any other thing that we can do. But I think sometimes we have to be pushed into a corner sometimes before we go, wait a minute, I don't need to be in this corner. I have skills. I have something to say. I have something to share. Miss Poetry says we have options. We have to think outside the box. Look, it don't really cost much of nothing, for y'all to do what we're doing today. If you have something to say, if you have something that you can train, if you have a little community center that's free in your neighborhood, then you need to be using that to build skills within your community and to teach what you know, and to understand that you also could get paid to teach what you know. It's simple things like that. Baby, if you cook the best cupcakes in the whole neighborhood, somebody is envying you and will pay you to teach them to make these cupcakes, right? So Anonymous says, bro, this isn't Trump's actual policies. It's Stephen Miller and Pete Hegseth. Read the title again. Read the title again, Anonymous. We just have things that are said from orange shit pants. But white men are back in charge. And those are a part of that. And we also know that Project 2025 is alive and thriving. I told people that many, many years ago, and they thought I was crazy and a conspiracy theorist. But here we are, 50% done. I don't choose to fall into that. I just keep you educated. So listen, there are many things. And I think that you can see right now that all of us here, we have a different mindset. Yes, these things are happening. We don't ignore it. We know that it's going there. But we also know that we as a people have a powerful shift that we can do to create our own selves and to help build our communities. Now, listen, we are building that Black business directory. I know we had our commercial for that. I always like to make sure that I come back to that because this falls right into what we're talking about today. If you have a business or a service, please make sure that you email us all of your info about your company, your telephone number, your website, what you do, a little bio. Don't leave any information out because it's free. So send it to us so we can continue to do this business directory to get you in contact with the people you need to get contacted with. Okay? This is a free service. Don't say nobody is trying to help when we are. This is a good this is a good source for you. This is a good family for you. Make sure that you reach out to us with that so we can get you connected. Now, listen, ladies, this was really a good conversation, and I probably could go on. And I'm going to tell you right now before we even get into final thoughts. This gave me the energy that I needed today. Coffee didn't do it. This conversation did it. So, Mary, I'm going to ask you to give us your final thoughts on this and also where we can find you.
To the people, y'all, and just make sure you own your power. Own your power, live your power, walk in your power. Don't let nobody trick you out your power, make you think that you're not powerful. You have melanin magic running through your veins, the ability to open up the heavens and get whatever it is that you need. Learn how to do that, master that, and the world is your oyster. So I encourage you to do that, be that. If you want an attorney to help you how to do that, be that. Mary Dean Esquire here at thewallstreetlawyer.com. You can also support my movement at blackwallstreet.com because black wealth is critical to Black power. I am blackwallstreet.com on social media and at the Wall Street Lawyer on Instagram.
She's not hard to find. That's really easy. You have your assignment. Thank you so much, Mary. We always love your positivity. We always love what you have to say. You always plant seeds with us that grow all through the week. I'm going to tell you, a lot of times you run in my mind and I think about what you say. And it may not be the day of the show. Okay. So you're planting seeds and sprouting, sis. You're spreading and sprouting. Micah, please tell us your final thoughts and where we can find you.
Okay, guys, my final thoughts for you are for you to turn your living rooms into boardrooms. Okay. Take your greatest ideas, start talking to people, start collaborating with people, start having those meetings because this is just how things begin. You guys can find me on all social media platforms at Micah the Creator. And if you are interested in learning AI and how to learn like digital marketing and rapid product development, you can go to my online school at herpayday.com.
And I, my love, am a student of herpayday.com. So I can tell you right now that that is an excellent community to get started with if you know nothing, or maybe you're stumbling, or you're tired of looking at half-ass YouTubes that don't tell you nothing. Go to herpayday.com, sign up, and you will learn the skills that you need that's going to help launch you. Build that living room or boardroom. You better put that on a shirt, girl. Yolanda, give me your final thoughts and where we can find you.
This whole conversation reminds me of my first insurance job that I ever got in my whole entire life. That's how I started my career, was with this white man who started his agency. I was the first person that he hired. And I asked him, why did you hire me? I'm a Black woman. I don't have that many, I don't have a degree or anything like that. He said, it's because you're Black. I hired you because Black women, they work hard and they don't complain. And he said, and I'm pretty sure you can learn a lot. And as the job progressed, I was dissatisfied because he kept hiring low-skilled white people in front of me and paying them a shitload of money. And when I complained, I got fired. So yeah, he worked me like a mule. But what I took from that is a host of knowledge, and it set the trajectory of my life. And here I am. I too opened up my own insurance brokerage. So my final thought is to use corporate just as a tool, get all the knowledge, like the other ladies have said, network with people, get as much information as possible, and become a force that they can reckon with. Just open up your own thing, do your own thing. But yeah, call me, Yolanda, if you need some insurance. We do everything. We can insure your pinky toe if you want anything insured. Call us at 833-BUY-BLACK, 833-BUY-BLAK, and also visit us at mwhitney.com. We can insure anything that you need. Thanks.
Me. I need to call Yolanda, right? All right, listen, y'all. This is what I have to say. You don't have to say you're not wanted. It doesn't matter if it's your living room that you're in right now, or if you decide that, you know what, this country is just not for me anymore. I could take my skills and go elsewhere and be appreciated, or I could take these skills out on the road and have my own digital world. I'm all for that. I got you in both sectors. All right. If you're looking for a place to turn your living room into your boardroom in America, I got you. Go to laurakey.net and go ahead and sign up for my newsletter for real estate. And if you're interested in moving out of the country, sign up for my newsletter about moving out of the country, what it looks like, what you need to do, what steps you need to take. Listen, we're going to walk you through it, because if that is something that you want to do, we can make it a reality. So find me at laurakey.net. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, this has been one of the best conversations I feel like we've had today. We don't have to sit in what other people want. What do I say? Other people's reality, opinions of you, other people's opinions of you is not your reality. It never has to be. It only becomes that when you let them. So Leroy says, I hope that we understand the significance of this conversation. Everything you all are speaking on is taking place, but letting people know about it is important. The awareness is great, but beyond. We appreciate you, Leroy. We appreciate you, Big Mac, Double A, Black Lexicon, Kenya, Van Tran, Anonymous, Double A, Yolanda, Musla, Miss Poetry. Listen, we wouldn't have a show without you, and we are grateful to you. Remember that today is keep your money in your pocket from people who don't think that it's worth it, and give it to those within our community. Buy Black. But most of all, we want you to remember that we are here Monday through Friday, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're also on Spotify. So if you ever miss a show, you can always go check us out there. But if you want to be reminded of the show, then you need to text the word Queens, Queens, to 87948, and you'll get notified every day. All right. Y'all have a beautiful weekend, because that's what it is. It's a beautiful day. You walk in your reality, baby, because we got the magic that everybody else wants. Peace out. See you Monday. Have a great weekend. Bye.
It's been almost 2 weeks since the election, and Trump has picked nearly 30 people to work in his administration so far. None of them are black. After all the ass-kissing by black Trump sycophants Tim Scott and Byron Donalds, they got passed over for the top positions in government. Tim Scott literally got on his knees in the sand to get married to a woman for the first time in his life at nearly 60 years old, and professed his undying affection for Donald Trump. I just love you. And he still didn't get a job. Byron Donalds let a white man pat him on the head, extol the virtues of Jim Crow segregation, and traveled across the country singing Trump's praises. And he still didn't get a job. In fact, for the top 5 positions in government, Trump's picks are all white men. For Vice President, J.D. Vance, a 40-year-old white guy from Ohio. For Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, a 53-year-old white Hispanic from Miami. For Attorney General, Matt Gaetz, a 42-year-old white guy from Florida. For Defense Secretary, Pete Hegseth, a 44-year-old white guy from Minnesota. And for Treasury Secretary, Trump is considering, you guessed it, More white guys. If Trump gets his way, that means a white guy will replace a black woman as vice president, and a white guy will replace a black man as defense secretary. So I guess it's not the immigrants who are taking black jobs after all. And a white guy will also replace a white woman as treasury secretary. Although white men